When the beat drops, you know exactly what time it is. Welcome to the Blitz on this beautiful Sunday morning. The Buccaneers do not play football today, but that's okay. We'll get you prepared for tomorrow, and then you can, spend time with kids, do chores. The world is your oyster.
We ain't doing that, Evan. I mean, who are we kidding? We're going to be sitting down, keeping tabs on the fantasy teams. I got 4 of them things. But as of right now, we have a great show lined up. We talk about the historic Eagles-Bucks rivalry, Ronde Barber's documentary, plus a family feud. No Steve Harvey, though.
Okay,
no Steve Harvey.
So let's get right into it. You know the deal. This is the 10 and 10, the 10 most important storylines you need to know before kickoff tomorrow night. At 10, the defending NFC champions are in town, and have only lost 4 of the last 22 matchups dating back to last year, including the Super Bowl to the Chiefs. The Eagles have also had quite the rest. They'll have 10 days off between games with both squads perfect. This game is huge because in the past 5 years, 24 squads have started the season 3-0, with 20 of them making the playoffs. They say the NFL is scripted, and if it is, we have hit a really interesting chapter of the season with dating rumors surrounding Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. And as much as I would love to riff on this for the Swifties, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are more my forte, and they're a bit more worried about this Swift and this Kelce. The Bucs defensive front and their rushing attack is going to have quite the test against the offense, David.
You know what, Evan? The entire defense needs to show up because at number 9, Todd Bowles' group has been balling to begin the year. In fact, they're a top 10 unit in total yards, points per game, rushing yards, and turnovers. Tampa Bay is well on its way to 30 takeaways with 5 already, including a pick 6 from Schiele Barrett, which is the early candidate for feel-good moment of the year. At number 8, the Bucs are 14-13 all-time on Monday Night Football. The last memory, not a good one. Got steamrolled by the Cowboys in the playoffs last season. However, if we ignore the postseason, that comeback against the Saints, that was a pretty fun ride. We'll attribute the recent experience on Monday night to Tom Brady. In the 15 years prior to the GOAT's arrival, Bucs played on this stage a total of 7 times. But since 2020, tomorrow will be the 6th time they're playing on Monday night. Now, as for Baker Mayfield, Evan, Mondays have not been his favorite day.
No, it has not. A career 1-4 record of the active quarterbacks in the league who have started at least 5 Monday Night Football games. Only Daniel Jones, Kirk Cousins, and Andy Dalton are worse.
Yeah, but
are they on your 4 fantasy football teams then?
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? This is a different Baker Mayfield, though. I actually just added him to my fantasy team, and along with his teammates, they love the big stage.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things. As you're a football fan, and growing up as a football fan, it's, there's nothing like it. You get a Monday night game, it's really special. Only thing about it is you got to wait around all day to do it.
I feel like it's always good whenever you get a chance to, put your skills on display in front of the whole country,
Growing up as a kid, watching, my favorite players in the NFL play on Monday night, get home from school, can't wait for those games to come on. So, yeah, it's definitely going to be an experience.
Well, Baker's Monday Night Football record is nothing to brag about. Look at these numbers to start the season, obliterating opponents on 3rd down with an 87% completion percentage, tops in the league. Also, he's remained efficient, protected the football, and because of it, he is considered the 3rd highest rated QB according to Pro Football Focus.
And we've mentioned this before, Evan, but Baker's doing all the little things right. Something that stood out to me and his teammates during that game against the Bears. Look at this wacky fumble. Look at this. Where's the ball? Guess who falls on it? Baker Mayfield. He falls on a loose football. That is rare for a quarterback to do. And guess what happened on the very next play? Baker Mayfield takes a shot to his man Mike Evans on a 3rd and very long, and boom, there it is. Touchdown Tampa Bay. Or touchdown Tampa Bay. That's how Gene says it. Speaking of Evans, at number 7, one of the greatest players in Buccaneers history, continues to prove he is built different. Logs his 8th career game of at least 170 yards and a touchdown. Only 4 players in NFL history have more. Isaac Bruce, Terrell Owens, Jerry Rice, and Lance Alworth. All of those men, Hall of Famers.
That's a good list.
All of them, which brings us to number 6. Our Hall of Famer, James Yarko, joining us as always for our Locked On Bucs Burning Question of the Week. James, the boys are 2-0. What is the one thing you're most concerned about with this team, and what is one thing you're buying from this hot start into the future?
One thing that is for sure concerning is the amount of opportunities given to opposing teams' number 1 wide receiver. 254 yards and a touchdown through 2 games given up to the other team's number 1 wide receiver. You had Justin Jefferson in week 1 going for 150. You had DJ Moore for 104 and a touchdown in week 2. Todd Bowles needs to come up with some sort of solution to limit those opportunities by those explosive players. On the flip side, something that I do think is a little more sustainable that Bucs fans can be excited about is the efficiency of Baker Mayfield. He's been hurried 9 times. He's been blitzed 25 times. That's the 7th most among quarterbacks. He has only 2.4 seconds on average of pocket time, but he's still completing nearly 70% of his passes. He's had 7 of those go for 20 or more yards, having the 5th best passer rating in the National Football League. We're seeing some really great things out of Baker Mayfield along with Dave Canales' offense, and I think Canales is setting Baker up to succeed with the play calls and the scheming of this Buccaneers offense.
Thank you so much, James. And number 5, if the Eagles are on any down with 1 yard to go, there is almost a 100% certainty they will pick it up. Philadelphia popularized this quarterback push play and went 94% on it last season. Looks like it's something you see in rugby. The NFL considered creating a rule against a tush push in the offseason, but no proposals were ever made. David, what are your thoughts on this? It is a highly debated topic from fans, players, executives, and league officials.
I don't have a problem with it, actually. If you don't like it, stop it. Or better yet, don't let them get to the 3rd and 4th and 1 like you mentioned. Don't let them near the goal line. People are only complaining about it because it works so much. It's not an illegal play, like at all.
No, and I agree with many of that. My only caveat is if a bunch of teams start copying this and 94% is the conversion rate, we'll just make it like the extra point. There needs to be a change because now it's a waste of time and the fans will not enjoy it. But yeah, if it's so easy, all 32 teams should be doing it, and that's just not the case right now.
Exactly. At number 4, it'll be a family affair on Monday night. Bucs corner Zion McCollum's identical twin, Tristan, is on the Eagles. His brother plays safety for Philadelphia and is currently on the practice squad. These two speak every day and are typically each other's biggest fans, but not this week as their teams get ready to clash in prime time.
Us going head-to-head, per se, the phone calls are definitely hilarious. I'm sure the banter around his locker room is the same as mine. Like, twins are going to reunite, and it's a big night for the McCollum family for sure.
Zion McCollum hasn't faced the Eagles yet, so let's fill him in on some history, David, for number 3. Philly hasn't beaten the Bucs in more than 10 years. Tampa Bay has a 4-game winning streak against Philly, with its last matchup in the playoffs bouncing Jalen Hurts and company by a 31-15 score.
And the Bucs and Eagles facing the playoffs, that's nothing new, Evan, because of the 21 meetings, 5 have been in the postseason. The Bucs got bounced by the Eagles back in 2000, losing to Donovan McNabb 21-3. And 3 is a special number because they lost the next 3 meetings, got bounced in the playoffs again in 2002, only this time they were blown out 31-9. Brad Johnson, 4 picks in the contest. The defense gave up 334 total yards.
All of that anger and hostility carried over into the 2003 NFC Championship game where Ronde Barber and the Bucs shut down the vet, winning 27-10. Tampa Bay will go on to win its first ever Super Bowl shortly thereafter. Still to this day, the city of Philadelphia has not forgiven Ronde, and it's only fitting for him to receive his Hall of Fame ring tomorrow night at halftime against the Eagles. It has been a big week for one of our favorite Buccaneers, thanks to Tampa Mayor Jane Castor. September 20th, 2023 will forever be known as Ronde Barber Day in our great city. This all happened at the Tampa Theater, where his documentary called Prototype premiered in front of family, friends, fans, current and former players. You can watch the documentary right now on the Buccaneers YouTube page. Okay, we finish up at number 1 on the red carpet. Seems like the perfect time to do our first fashion fits of the season. The Barber family absolutely crushed it. Claudia, I mean, come on, Ronde didn't stand a chance in that one.
Yeah. This is nice. This is clean. Let's talk about Jamel Dean. Didn't come alone. I see you, my brother. Nice job. So when did you start rocking fedoras? Like, when did this happen? I didn't know you were that type of guy, but I do like you got the white on white on white. So I will give you props for that one.
Yeah, and now we have to go to Antoine Winfield Jr., who I like. This is good casual wear. But you're on the red carpet, man. Come on. Step it up just a little bit. Can we add a little jacket? Can we just add a little something? Like, this is too casual for me on the red carpet.
I know he can dress better than this because I saw him at Mike Evans' gala.
Yeah.
So he can dress way better than that. Let's go to Baker Mayfield and his wife, Emily. Casual, but not too casual. I can tell you right now, he did not pick his clothing. Do you see how this is seamless right here? That's a wife's choice. Husbands, we can't do that. Like, there's no way. All right, let's take quickly a look at our sideline segment, something Ronde Barber would have no idea about because he wasn't part of that during his career. So here is every player that appeared on the injury report this week. There haven't been any significant injuries other than Ryan Jensen to this point, but as the season continues, expect to see more names added to the injury report because, Evan, that is just the nature of the NFL.
Sad to say that, but it's true. As for what's airing on 10 Tampa Bay, it's a light schedule this weekend. Just one contest kicking off at 1 o'clock today with Denver coming down to Miami to play the Dolphins. As for our Blitz pick records, David and I both picked the Bucs last weekend, so we'll take the dubs. David still trails me by 1, though. As the leader, I am going to go first. I think the Eagles, they have some continuity problems. The passing game hasn't looked great. Personnel still adjusting to the coordinators, but I just believe the Eagles have more talent, and that will win out in the end. The Bucs lose a toughie, 27-23.
I would really like to take the Bucs just so I can catch up in the standings, but I think there's still time for me to do that this season. My gut says Eagles, so I'm taking the Eagles 31-21.
Do not boo us, please. We will see what happens. Thank you so much for joining us on the Blitz once again. Tomorrow, kickoff from Ray J is at 7:15. I am Evan Closky. That is David Schiele. This is the Blitz. We will see you at the same time, same place next weekend.